Okay, so for this next video, we're going to assemble our next three solid figures. They would be our triangular pyramid, our square pyramid, and our cone. So pull these out of your notebook and we will go ahead and cut those out and then talk about them. Okay, now that we have all of these cut out, we're going to go ahead and talk about the different parts. And I want to start with our triangular pyramid. And so that would be our orange shape right here. We know it's a triangular pyramid as opposed to a square pyramid because it's base. So all pyramids are the same. They're all going to come up to a point, but they're differentiated by their base. So again, it's kind of like the prism. The pyramid, you can have all different sorts: triangular, square, hexagonal, octagonal. It all depends on what that base is. So here, this is a triangle. Here, this is a square. So let's start with our triangular pyramid. We're going to go ahead and fold up our sides. So you can see a triangular pyramid, it's made out of 4 different triangles, right? We've got our main base triangle and 3 off of the sides that will fold up to the point of the pyramid. Pyramids, you can think of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. I'm sure you've learned about those in your history class. And that's, that's the same. They're the same shape. So when we fold them up, it's something like this. You can see. Now let's talk about the different parts. So the base, of course, it's going to be in the middle. Here's our base. And again, it's the same. Big P is perimeter of the base. And big B is area of the base. Now let's talk about a couple of other things that you'll need to know. So height, you have to imagine the height of the pyramid, that we're dropping a string from the point straight down to the center. That's going to be the height. The slant height is going to be the height up the side. So when we fold this out, the slant height is going to be perpendicular to the base, and it's going to go to the vertex. So this is actually an altitude of the triangle, which we haven't really talked about yet. So this would be our slant height. And it's indicated by a cursive L. So when we do the volume of the pyramid, we're going to need the regular height. When we do surface area, we're going to use the slant height. And we'll talk about that a little bit more with our square pyramid. So now let's look at our square pyramid and let's fold up all the parts. So we can just fold up all of these triangles. A square pyramid, it's made out of 4 triangles and 1 square, which is the base of our pyramid. And a square pyramid, we're probably going to see that a little more often than a triangular pyramid. So when I pick this up, you can see all of the triangles meet up here at the top. We've got our square on the bottom. And so you can kind of see how it comes together. So again, this is going to be our base. And big P is perimeter. And big B is area. Our height is going to go from the point straight down to the center. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. And then we have our slant height. Our slant height would be from the point here straight down. And I'm just gonna label this with a cursive L because we know what that means. And then something to notice is that when we have our slant height, so here's our slant height, this right here makes a right triangle. It's very difficult to see, but if we were to drop the height down from here to the center, that would make a right triangle. So this would be C of our right triangle, this would be A, and our height would be B. And so we can use Pythagorean Theorem to find one of these if we're missing one, and we have the other two with our pyramid. So something to keep in mind. Our last figure that we're going to talk about is our cone. Our cone, again, it's similar to pyramids in that we fold it up, we roll it up like so. We put our circle in the bottom. All of it comes to a point. This is really hard to hold. It's similar in that fact, but it's different because it has a circle, and circles, of course, are a little strange. So our circle is our base. Our big P would be the same as circumference. And our area, which would be big B, would be pi r squared. And we're going to draw in our radius, like so. And this right here would be our circumference, this length right here. So when you're using our formulas, just remember that this is the circumference. This right here would be the slant height, which would be L. And in order to find a missing part and use Pythagorean Theorem, we can substitute in our radius for A, our height for B, and our slant height for C. And that'll help you if you're missing parts that you need. So we would use our height to find our volume. And again, the height would be from the center point in the circle, and it would go up through the middle here to this point here. So it's really hard to demonstrate that in this video.